Happy Sunday evening from John DeVito and the John DeVito Show. I hope everyone had a great long weekend. And I don't know about you, but for me, it was Thanksgiving on Thursday, and here we are on Sunday, and it was a beautiful long weekend that went by too quickly, as they always seem to. And this Thursday, it was a great day for our family. My youngest son played in his, or actually dressed for his varsity football game for his high school on Thanksgiving morning, and that was just a great day. I mean, he didn't play at all, and it's a big high school, where we live, and it was just an honor to dress as a freshman. And then we had a really nice, quiet Thanksgiving dinner later that day. It was a smaller dinner than what we've had in the past because, unfortunately, we've lost some family members over the last few years, but it was still really a very nice, low-key day as my kids are getting older and they're going in all these different directions. It's nice to be able to sit down with them. And, we had no phones at the table. We had a great dinner that my wife prepared, and we just enjoyed every minute of it. And it was great to be able to connect with my children, to have my daughter home from college, and all six of us sitting around the table with my sister as well, who attended. So we had a smaller gathering. Some years we had 15 to 20 people at our house. This year we had 7. But even though it was quiet, it was a really nice day, a special day. So, on this Sunday night, I started thinking about, I do a lot of different podcasts on a lot of different areas. I do some on sports. I've done interviews. I've done politics. I've done a lot of different things. And I do like to occasionally work in something where I can do my part in trying to help all of us feel a little bit better about life, to maybe work on the things that we're not doing well. And when I say that, I mean, trust me, there's a lot of room for improvement in my life. I mean, certainly I'm far from perfect. I've made many mistakes over the years, and I try to always learn from the mistakes that I've made. And one of the things that I can say is that at my age now, 55 years old, I've learned some things throughout my time, on this planet. And I think that one of the things that I think about often is how I think I worried a lot over the years about things that I didn't need to worry about. And I think I thought about the future a lot more than maybe I should have, or I should say worried about the future. Now, to think about the future, to think about what you want to do for a living and whether or not you want to be married, whatever it may be. I mean, there are a lot of things about the future that you can think about and plan on, but you can't let the future control you. You can't let the fear of future get in the way of your current happiness. And that's one thing I think I let happen to me all too often over the years. So in my point now, I'm trying to really learn how to live for the day, live for today, enjoy what you have in your life. I mean, all of us have this life, this crazy life that we have. We're on this mud ball flying through space at whatever speed of rate it is, or rate of speed it is. And it's just amazing to think about all that we have in a given day. So I'm trying to work on being grateful for things that I have. I mean, nothing's ever perfect. My life, your life, we all have challenges. There are always things that we have to deal with in the real world here. So, but I think it's good to really take some time to think about yourself and take care of yourself, because I think that's one thing as an adult that over the years, when I had 4 kids, my wife and I had jobs, we were busy. We didn't take enough time to focus on ourselves. We were so busy focusing on the many, many other things we had to do. And sometimes that is on the back burner. And I think it's a mistake when we don't take that time to focus on ourselves and make sure that we're happy as people. So I found this list that I really liked. And this is from BetterUp. It's a website, and I'll post the link. How to better yourself, 15 tips to improve yourself every day. So this was written by Elizabeth Perry. I don't want to steal any of the important messages from this, but I wanted to share it with you because I thought Elizabeth was on to a lot of good things here. So again, the title on BetterUp, How to Better Yourself, 15 Tips to Improve Yourself Every Day. All right, so I mean, I think we all feel like this sometimes. I mean, do you feel like you're in a rut sometimes? Do you feel like maybe things aren't going your way? You're doing the same things every day. Maybe you're not feeling good about yourself. And I think it's really easy to get there when we have so many pressures, the pressures of working, the pressures of parenting, the pressures of just, thinking about things like our parents getting older, our children growing up, and with the many things that they deal with. there's so many things for us to think about that really wear us down. We really need to take that time, I think, to rejuvenate ourselves a little bit. So this list of 15 different things to help you, feel a little bit better about yourself on a daily basis, I think is really beneficial. So number one on the list, I like this a lot, and this is so important. Make time for rest, right? I mean, how many of us get up first thing in the morning, we're working all day long, then you get home and your kids have sports or dance or whatever it may be at night. You're on the weekends, you're doing yard work, you're running off to see relatives, parents, socializing. We end up burning the candle at both ends, and we don't take any time for ourselves to just rejuvenate. So I think it's important for you, if you have a calendar or work calendar, whether you use an old school one where you write things in, or a new, one of the newer calendars, a Google Calendar or whatever on your iPhone, I think it is so important to even schedule time for yourself. Whether it be an hour a day, go for a walk, whatever it is, read a book, sit in quiet and just think a little bit. Go to the gym, whatever makes you happy, but make that time for rest. And it could be just vegging out, watching Netflix, binge watching a series. Great. You should do it, because I think we all need time to replenish. We all need time to just not think and work and be engaged. And I think it's good sometimes to take that time. And I don't think enough of us do it. So number one on the list, try to make some time for rest. I think it's a great suggestion. Now, number two on this list, I've been working on this. Now, number two is read more books. I've never been a great reader. I'm most likely an ADHDer. For anyone that knows me, that's not a big surprise to any of you. But read more books is something I struggled with when I was younger, because I didn't have the attention span to stick with a book. And I could say right now I'm still kind of that way. I have probably 3 or 4 books right now that I have read that I have to read the rest of them. And I start another one and get halfway through that one and I don't finish. So I definitely have this as a challenge in my life. But I do find when I read more, I really find it to be relaxing. I find it to be engaging, especially if it's a book that I'm really enjoying. I read a combination of self-help books, fiction. I like Stephen King, and even some nonfiction stuff. Like, I've been trying to read some of the classics. And since I don't always have time to read, I have also been listening to audiobooks in my car, and I've listened to some of the classics that way, being that I'm in the car so often. So that's been kind of cool also. So reading more books, I think, is a great way for us to kind of recharge and relax. Now, I like this one a lot, and I think sometimes this is a hard one. Start a gratitude practice. So practicing gratitude for your current situation can help you avoid feeling bitter about what you don't have. You don't have to feel grateful about huge things either. Try to notice the small things that make you happy and make you feel grateful. This is so important. Number 3, I think so many of us also get caught up in that game of keeping up with the Joneses. You get out of college, you're expected to have that house, have a certain car, have, all the nice things in your home, the beautiful clothes with the right labels. And I think that so many of us get caught up in that. It becomes, we're always chasing something to make us feel more complete. And I don't think we really need to do that, because again, I'm like everybody else. I like nice things also. I have a nice house. We don't fuss too much over the furniture because we have kids and we kind of figured they'd ruin it all anyway. But, it's nice to have nice things. But also, I think that you have to be happy about what you have. I mean, when it gets down to it, from where I am in my life, 55 years old, my kids are getting older. Every moment of watching them has been a blessing in my life. But I think when you start thinking forward, you have to realize that you have to be happy about the little things in your life. And, most of these things, we call them little things. I don't think they are always little things, but just little things you did with your kids when they were little. Memories that you have of even your own family and your childhood. Certain Thanksgiving dinners with family members. Be happy for the family that you have, the things that you have. And, sometimes you have to search a little bit to find those things. It could be if you're single and your immediate family isn't around you, what is special for you? Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's your group of friends. But I think it's important for us to all really start thinking more about what we're grateful for and less about what we don't have. Because money is not going to solve all your problems. Is it easier to go through life with money? Yes. Then you don't have to worry about paying the bills as much. But money is not going to solve all of your problems in life. And if you're happy about what you have and you have gratitude, I think that's such a powerful thing. So I love number three on this list. All right, number four. Now this one's a tough one for me. Learn a new language. Now I speak English, obviously. I took French through school. I took French in high school, I believe 3 years, no, 4 years in high school, and then I took 4 more years in college. So I literally took 8 years of French. I can't speak any French, literally nothing. I went to France years ago and I tried to speak French, and I went into a restaurant and tried to ask somebody in what I thought was the correct phrase in French of where the bathroom was. The man understood me, but he laughed at me and just pointed. So I don't know what I said to this day, but obviously it wasn't the phrase the right way. But for me, learning a new language is hard. I've been kind of slowly looking at Spanish, but for whatever reason, I don't pick it up really well. I would love to learn a new language. I would love to learn Spanish specifically because we have so many Spanish speaking residents in the US now. It'd be good to learn the language so you can converse with people that struggle with English. But if you could do it, I would say go for it. It's a great idea. I've just struggled in the past. All right. Number five. This is a good one. Try meditation. It's important for you to slow down. So meditation provides you with a great way to slow down in a fast-paced world. And we're all in a fast-paced world. Even just a few minutes a day of meditation can help better yourself and improve your mental health. I love it. Even if you only have 15 minutes, sit in quiet and just be with your thoughts. Think, don't even think about anything in particular. Let the thoughts come to you. And it's just such a powerful way to be in tune with yourself, and I think and also just relaxing as well. So I like meditation a lot, and I do actually meditate. Number six, write in a journal. Yes and no. I don't write in a journal, but I know a lot of people that do, and I think it can be something that's very, it empowers you, and it makes you feel like you're getting your thoughts down on paper and you can express them to somebody. So I think writing in a journal is a good thing. I mean, you could even keep a video journal if you want to do that as opposed to writing. But journaling is a great way to complement your meditation and gratitude practices. So we talked about those two being really important, and I like both of those. So it also makes a great new hobby. So it's a good idea. What do you write in a journal? I mean, you can write about the things that you're grateful for in your journal. That's a good idea. You can also practice how to become more aware of your own thoughts. I hadn't really thought of a journal in that way. I thought of it more like a diary, expressing your experiences. But I kind of like that idea. So I'm glad I kind of read what the thought process was behind that. So maybe writing in a journal, maybe that's something I'll try in the future. Number seven, nourish yourself with healthier foods. That's one thing as a country. We all need to get healthier, myself included. I started a diet a couple of years ago, lost a lot of weight, and I'm kind of still maintaining status quo right now. I'd like to lose some more. But nourishing yourself with healthy foods, it makes you feel good, it gives you more energy, and you're healthier. And as we all get older, the health really matters, because if you don't have your health, no amount of money can fix that, and health is literally the most important thing we have in our life. So if you have a chance to maybe switch over and eat some healthier foods, it's definitely worth it. All right, number 8 on this list, add more movement to your life. So true, right on. Here in Massachusetts, where I live, right now it's dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We get again, very cold weather. So it's tougher to get outside. But I love getting out, going for a nice walk with my dog, going for a hike in the woods. I mean, something like that, just to get out of the house. And it's definitely hotter in the winter, but I think it feels good when you get out and move. I mean, not everybody is a gym rat and wants to go lift weights, but, going to the gym, playing basketball with friends, maybe playing pickleball if you're a little bit older. I know that's become very popular, but definitely adding more movement to your life is a great idea. All right, number 9. This one is so important because I think in the age of social media and the age of just being separated from people where you feel like you can say whatever you want without having anything come back at you. But I think it does. When everybody is saying things on social media and kind of attacking people in chats and things like that, I think it does affect the way we all feel. And I know it does for me. I mean, I don't like getting into a Facebook battle with anybody. I mean, sometimes that happens, and I try to avoid them. But I think just practicing kindness towards others is so powerful. I mean, imagine if we could all even do one really kind thing a day, a random act of kindness for other people, how that would make you feel and how that would make the other person feel. I mean, if you say do something really nice for someone, maybe they'll do something nice for three other people, and it'll keep going along in a butterfly effect all day long. It's the same as if you yell at somebody or cut someone off in traffic and flip them the bird. Then you're going to encourage that behavior in that person, and they're going to share it with everybody else. So practicing kindness, saying something nice, doing something nice. It's so easy to do that, and we just don't do it enough. So maybe tomorrow, try to go on your way to be nice to somebody, and see what happens. I think it'll be a good thing for all of us. All right, again, we talked about getting outdoors and adding movement to your life. Number 10 is actually spend more time outdoors, not just adding movement. So I agree completely. In the summer and in the fall, I'm outside all the time, literally all the time. I don't like being inside. I love going for hikes. I love going for maybe a ride in my Bronco with the top down, going to the beach, whatever I can do. It's just, I enjoy it. But, getting out, I think, does a lot of things where you're getting that kind of that sun energy. Even a short 15-minute walk, something like that can help you decrease negative moods. It helps you with anxiety, fatigue, anger, depression. There are so many benefits of being outside, just getting some sun and getting away. So, if you're one of those persons that works remotely, schedule like an outdoor break for a half an hour every few hours of work. I do that personally, and I love just getting outside, even if it's to do some yard work, just to get away from my computer and my telephone. It feels good just to get out and do that. So definitely get outside. I'm 100% behind that one. Develop a list of goals in life. I think that's a great plan. We all need goals. I think you need to focus on your most important goals. So if you have like 5 goals on a list, really focus in on those top 2 and come up with a plan to implement those goals. So just having a list isn't going to work if you don't work the list. You have to work on really implementing your strategies to receive those goals. So, but anyway, I think developing that list of goals is a good first start in finding ways to be happier. Now, this is a very, very important one. Work to improve your fear of failure. I think a lot of us suffer from a fear of failure. I think a lot of times we don't try to accomplish a goal that we have because it's easier to say we didn't try it than we actually failed it. Because I think a lot of us have a fear of failing. I've been working at this for years because I think I did have a really big fear of failure for many, many years. And now I'm at a point where I think, for the most part, I flipped it. I mean, it's not completely gone, but at my age at 55 now, I started getting my MBA. I always was a bad student, so I was fearful that I couldn't do it. But right now I've got a 3.89 getting my MBA, and I'm almost halfway through getting my degree. I mean, there are a lot of things I think that I didn't have confidence in, and I was afraid of failing. There's no doubt about that. So one of my favorite quotes, I don't even know who this came from. I think it might have been Mark Twain, but it is, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the mastery of fear. That one quote really made me think about it, that, everyone's afraid, but it's how we deal with that fear. You need to learn to get over your fear and press forward. So I love that quote. Work to improve your fear of failure. Failure is not a bad thing. We're just going out, we're trying things. And if you fail, you just keep trying. So I really like that one. And number 13 is a good one also. Limit activities that drain you. 100%. I've been trying to cut back on activities, relationships, and associations with anything that drains my energy. Because I don't want to have people that have a negative effect on my mood, on my energy in my life. I'm trying to be a positive person. And when you have someone that's always poking holes in your balloon or, or whatever it may be, then I think that you're maybe struggling, kind of looking in the wrong place for happiness. So limiting activities that drain you, super important. If you have a toxic job, maybe it's time to start looking for a job that has a better culture than maybe your current job. So limiting activities that drain you, so important to happiness. Number 14, practice saying no to assert your boundaries. Huge thing. Some of us, I believe, are people pleasers. We want to keep everybody happy. And sometimes we put ourselves last and we don't say no, and we're really spreading ourselves too thinly. So I think it's important to learn to say no and assert your boundaries in your life. And if you can do so, I think you're going to be happier, and people will also understand that they can't walk all over you. All right, so number 15 is about inner work. One of the things I talk about a lot is if you want to change your life, And if you want to change your work, change the world, start from the inside out. You have to start inside your body, inside yourself, and decide as a person that you want to change. And if you decide you want to change on the inside, you will start changing on the outside. And then by the way you live your life, you could maybe be a person that influences other people to change their lives. And that is, I think, a way in which we can all change the world if we all decide what we want from the inside out and we work on it. Now, none of us are perfect. And like I said before, I am far from perfect. My wife would tell you that. Trust me. I'll put you in touch with her. She'll give you a long list of things I need to work on. But I do think that it doesn't matter how old you are, you always work to be a better person. And that's what I'm trying to do at this point in my life. And, it's not always easy. I don't always win that battle, but I try. So, and again, if you're struggling with any of this stuff, there are life coaches out there. Make sure you find a good one that can actually, that's reputable, that can help you. But I really like this list. I thought it was an excellent list. Hopefully you guys all got something from it. I'm a little bit past the time I wanted to go today, but I'm going to rip through this really quickly again, just to list them off for you, and then I'm going to wrap this up. So the list was from Better Up. It was written by Elizabeth Perry, and it's How to Better Yourself, 15 Tips to Improve Yourself Every Day. All right, so let's scroll through this really quickly, and I want to read them all off to you again one more time. Number 1, make time for rest. Number 2, read more books. Number 3, start a gratitude practice. Number 4, learn a new language. Number 5, try meditation. Number 6, write in a journal. Number 7, nourish yourself with healthy foods. Number 8, add more movement to your life. Number 9, practice kindness towards others. Number 10, spend more time outdoors. Number 11, develop a list of goals. Number 12, work to improve your fear of failure. Number 13, limit activities that drain you. Number 14, practice saying no to assert your boundaries. And number 15, do that inner work. And don't forget, if you need it, hire a coach. So for everybody that tuned in, I can't thank you enough for being here. I am really humbled by the number of downloads I've been getting since I came back. Now, you all know, I'm an amateur. I'm not a professional. I don't get paid for this. I do this for enjoyment. It's kind of my downtime, my rest time. And I really enjoy doing it because I always dreamt of being a broadcaster. So for me, this is kind of living out an old dream in older age here. But, I really appreciate all of you. Looking at the downloads I get from all across the country, all across the world, it's been really humbling. So thank you to everybody that's tuned into my show. I really appreciate it. If you like my messages and if you like my show, please share it with a friend. And I want to wish you all the very best. We're into the Christmas season, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. And this should be really a good time for all of us. So spend a lot of time with your family. Enjoy every minute of it because time goes quickly. I love all of you, and thank you for tuning in to The John DeVito Show.